It's going to be an amazing day, so grab your coffee, grab your chair, and grab a seat. And if there's an empty seat next to you, raise your hand up. We got a few people standing in the back. Every seat's taken here. Okay, all right. What a great turnout. I love the energy in the room. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brent Gove. I would like to welcome you to our spring list to last. How many of you know that listings are the gold currency of 2021? Anyone agree? Absolutely. It doesn't even seem to matter what price you put it out there, the sucker's going to sell. But today we're going to teach you how to get more listings. Who would like more listings? Who knows that listings have babies? You get the neighbors, you get sign calls, you get internet leads, you get family, friends, coworkers. Listings are the name of the game in real estate. When I got to the point where I had 18 to 28 listings at all times, life got easy for Brent. Everybody right now, imagine you have somewhere between 18 to 28 listings. Would that be awesome? And now some of you are like, oh my gosh, I'd be so busy. You can afford help, okay? You're busy when you have one or two and you're running buyers around. You know, that strategy got me free from buyers, although I love them, a decade ago. And then you get to go to Tahoe for the weekend, go to Monterey, Carmel. You get to stay home, barbecue, and mow the lawn while all the other agents show your listings all weekends. Then you get back from Tahoe on Monday afternoon. You present offers Tuesday night, and you sell 5 homes. Who wants to sell 5 homes while you're in Tahoe enjoying your family? So today is all about leverage, and listings is the name of the game. All right, thank you. So with that, we're going to bring up our first speaker. He's from Redding, California. He played professional baseball all over the world for 12 seasons. He's been up in Redding in the industry, I think, for about 20 years, doing real estate now, maybe 25 years. He has 16 listings right now. Most of them are pending, of course. How many of you would love to have 16 listings right now? Anybody? Well, you're about to learn for the next 20 minutes from someone from Redding who has done just that. He's going to give you some of his best tips, tricks, advice, sage wisdom, key salient points on how to get it done. Now, here's the key. I really need you to get this point. I want all of you to take notes like you're going to teach what you're about to hear. I'm going to say it again. I want you to take notes like you're going to teach what you're about to hear. Because when he's done, I'm going to ask 3 people questions. And if you get the answer right, and I'm going to call on you randomly from the office, you're not going to raise your hand. I'm going to point to you and ask you a question. And if you want to be put on the spot in front of 100 people, it's about to happen. I'm not asking people to, I'm going to literally point to you and say, yeah, And in the back there, I'm pointing to you, right there in the glasses with the black blazer. I'm going to walk up and point to you guys and ask you questions. And if you get it right, I'm going to give you something that you're going to like a lot. So if I was all of you, I'd pay real close attention, because you can either sit here, cross your arms, your legs, your eyes, and go, motivate me, Doug Jenke, ex-professional baseball superstar, something that 1/10 of 1% of people who ever played baseball dreamed about. He did. He's succeeding in real estate. There's a reason. So I'm telling you, pay attention, take notes like you're going to teach it, because you'll get more out of it. Help me welcome Doug Jenke from Redding, California. Doug Jenke, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, at least he didn't talk to you about my crash hitting a wall at 90 miles an hour 10 days ago. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Guys, I'm about to insult you for your benefit. 90% of you are lazy. Ooh, let that sink. When I was a new agent 22 years ago, I moved from Europe to Redding, California. I was not local. I didn't know a single person. 18 months into my career, I'd closed 60 escrows. Let that sink in, 60. Now, how did I do it? I read an article, maybe in the Realtor magazine, maybe somewhere, and then I followed up and did research. But here's what I found out the secret to success is. 10% of you stay in touch with your clients. 10. They love you. They just made the biggest decision in their world, And when you're done, 9 out of 10 of you do not stay in touch with them. For 23 years, every 3 months, I have sent a letter in the snail mail that I wrote, not copy and pasted, not pulled from Inman News. I wrote a letter. I just sent out this March's letter 3 days ago. I've already received 4 phone calls, 2 listings. All right? This is from 2 years ago. Let me get my glasses off, because the older I get, the fatter I get in my things. My eyes go worse. According to NAR, 2 years ago, according to NAR, 91% of realtors never contact the buyer or seller of a home after closing. That's embarrassing. That is a fact of life, guys. And here's the thing that's really maybe, if I can get you to do this, this is going to change your career. I'm in that 10%. Let me just ask a question, because I found when I played baseball around the world, I would call around the world and say, I'm Cal Ripken. And then they would go, here's a plane ticket, fly to Australia. And then if I didn't put up, here's a plane ticket, fly home. It was that quick. So who here as a single individual, not as a team, has closed 200 escrows? Who as a single individual has closed 500 escrows? Who as a single individual has closed 1,000 escrows? Look at the hand that's up. Me. I'm not here to be arrogant or cocky. I want to let you guys know what helped me do that. You know what my budget is for advertising every month? What do you guys think? Throw out some numbers. $1,000 a month. Do I hear 2,000? How much? I spend less than $300 a month. I'm getting 6 listings in the next 3 weeks. One for 1.2, one for 500, one for 375, one for 250. I just got a call last night to list one up in Shingletown. I'm probably listing $2 million, and it cost me nothing. Think about that. Because what do we hear all the time? You got to be on Zillow. You got to have lead gen. You got to do this. No, you don't. Who here has clients? Okay, you have clients. They love you. They absolutely adore you. You helped them get into the biggest pile of debt they ever got, and they love you. Think about that. Hey, congratulations, you're $500,000 in debt. You're welcome. Okay? So my point being is this, is they love you, and this has been a really hard time. Who has struggled in the last 12 months with what's been going on? Okay, have you kind of mentally been, do you think your clients might be a little down? When the market tanked and we were all sucking bullets, my business did slow down a little bit. But in my worst year, 2008, I still closed 28 escrows. Okay? What I did is I actually called every one of the clients in my database, which back then would have been a couple hundred. I called each and every one individual. I didn't talk real estate. I didn't even care about real estate. I just said, hey, how are you doing, Bob? What's going on? And then they would start their conversation. Well, I got laid off. I'm 5 months behind. And so I became a short sale specialist. I'm the only agent north of Sacramento that was on the California Distressed Property Task Force. I got asked by CAR to be one of 12 realtors in the state of California to be on that. Because you know what my success rate as a short sale agent doing over 100 short sales? 98% successful. Well, no, I got probably turned down on 70% of them. But my point being is I learned how to do them. And when everybody else was sucking bullets with 30% success rates, I was training associations in the North State. I gave actual presentations to probably 1,000 agents. Hold on, my boob's buzzing, hold on. They're a little humor, keep you going. But my point being is my conversations with my clients had nothing to do with real estate. I helped clients get loan modifications. I helped clients do short sales. I'm sitting down with people and they're crying, they're bawling, they're losing their home, their family. Look what we've had for the last 12 months. Do you think some of your clients would love just to hear from you and say, hey, how are you doing? What's up? Don't bring up real estate. Don't call them with the old, hey, if you know anybody's looking to buy or sell, I'm looking to, they don't care. They can see right through that. I've never done that once in 23 years, called the person and asked for a referral. Never. If I call somebody, I call them because I want to find out how they're doing. They will naturally turn the conversation to you. How's the market? Hey, can you give me a new update on the value of my house? Well, sure. I mean, I wasn't calling you about real estate. Push them away. And what you'll find is the people respond. But I'm just telling you, statistics don't lie, and they haven't changed in 23 years. 9 out of 10 of you don't stay in touch with your clients. Go back to your database. Go back to the people you sold. Even if you're not in contact, it gives you even a better reason to call them. Hey, Sue, you closed escrow 2 years ago, just checking in on you, blah, blah, blah. They're going to ask you, well, what do you think my house is worth? The door is open, all right? Now, I tell you I don't spend much money, and I don't. But I do generate probably between 3 to 5 leads a week, maybe. Most of the time, and you guys are going to have the same question, is this. When you call, do you get to hear, well, I'm really not interested? So you have those little things about their free home values, whatever, and you call those people and they're like, well, I'm really not interested. I was just clicking at 2 o'clock in the morning on Google. Have you guys had that where they're totally pushing you off? Here's a great line for them. So they go, well, I don't really want to sell my house. What I tell them is and I have a bit of a upfront manner, as you might see. I've already insulted you all. I don't even know you. I go, great, I don't want to sell your house. Think about that. You're calling them, they clicked on a link, you've got their email, you've got their phone number, you call them and they're like, I don't want to sell my house. Good, I don't want to sell your house. They go, well, why don't you want to sell my house? Well, because you don't want me to sell it. And then the conversation starts. Well, I was just clicking, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll go, okay, well, how about this? I promise I'll delete you from my database. I won't ever call you again, but would it be okay if I send you the latest market comps for your house? Now, I have their email address. I can do it whether they tell me yes or no. True. And I do it anyways, but I ask them. And then what I do is I go, well, since I've got you on the phone for another minute, tell me about your house. Are there any upgrades, stainless, granite, shops, pools that add value? They'll tell you. Let them vomit. They'll tell you everything about their house because now they get the chance to be the salesperson. You make your notes and you go, okay, well, Bob, thank you very much for letting me talk to you today. I'm not going to bug you anymore. I'm going to send you the comps, and if you have any questions, my information's there. I send it. I'm done. Even when they tell me they don't want it, I send it anyways with the promise I'm going to delete them. And then I have had people that didn't want the information open up the email, because I don't know how your guys' MLS works, but we use Flex up in Shasta. We can tell when it's been opened up. They'll open it up, and then I'll get a thank you for the information. So they didn't want it, but they thanked me for getting it. And then keep your promise. Delete them. Another thing you guys can do you guys have leads that are more than a year old that you didn't connect with? Go back and call them. That's what my transaction coordinator / team member / agent Tony and I are doing. We're going through all the leads that are over a year old. And I spoke to a lot of them 2 years ago. We're cross-checking, do they still own the property? Have they not sold it? And if they still own it, guess what I have? A phone number and an email address. And I'm calling them. I'm going to call each and every one personally, and I've probably got 300 leads. I'm going to do probably 3 or 4 a day, maybe, because I'm busy doing other stuff. But my point is, I'm going to call them and go, hey, Bob, I talked to you like 2 years ago when you wanted a value on your house at XYZ Street. I was going through my old leads and just wanted to know, would you like an updated market analysis? Because the market's up about 20%. Do you think they're going to say yes to that? So go back to your old leads. There's a gold mine there. There's an absolute gold mine. So when you get a lead and they don't want your information or they don't want to sell, agree with them. Don't go to the sales pitch. Well, do you know that the market's really hot and listings are... They don't care. They've already told you their intention. Agree with them. Agree with them. Another one. Don't say home. See, I write in chicken scratches here, so that way I can keep it up. Move here. For as successful as I theoretically have been, I am not a pushing guy. I push everybody away. Because it's kind of like when your kid's dating somebody, and the more you push the kid away, that's the more they bring them in. When they go, well, I really don't want to do anything. Okay, great, I don't want you to do anything either. So you don't have to be a high pressure. You don't have to sell people anything. But you got to reach out. I mean, I was a Craig Proctor member for 3 years. And one of the things that he brought to the attention was, you don't be a secret agent. If nobody knows you're an agent, how are they supposed to use you? So you don't have to sell yourself, but you do need to let people know. I go through my mailing the other day was 470 pieces. I send 2 cards out in each mailing. I go through a couple thousand cards a year. I have people that'll call me just because they say, I've got 10 cards, stop. Good, there's 2 more coming. When you get a full deck, call me and I'll pay them back for you. So you got to let people know you're out there, all right? When I was a new agent, I didn't know anything. I had just got done playing baseball in Europe. I moved to Reading. I didn't know anybody. I was doing a deal with an old salty dog. And I go, hey, listen, I'm a new agent. Do you have any advice? Now think about that. You're an agent asking your competition for advice. First off, I do recommend you do that. You'd be amazed. Us realtors, we love to vomit out information. We will talk your ear off and give you all the tips that you're not supposed to do because we want to make it hard for you. This guy was honest. So I'll give you this advice before I leave. He goes, listen, we don't sell houses. We don't sell cars. We don't sell widgets. We don't sell a damn thing. I'm looking at him with, okay, what do we do? He goes, you sell yourself. And then he followed up, and this is a very prim, proper, old salty dog. And he goes, you have one thing to offer, and that is service. That's it. So if you can't offer service, get the blank out of the business. Here I am 23 years later. That and the 10% rule has allowed me to get to the point where I joined EXP on June 1st of last year. It's a very long story. Brent knows it. We don't need to repeat it. But I joined EXP after having my own brokerage for 16 years. I joined EXP on June 1st. I didn't close my first escrow until the middle of July. I'm about to close my $17 million worth of escrows in 9 months. Well, thank you. So in closing, I just want you guys to know, you have the information, you have people that love you. They made decisions for gigantic amounts of money. Reach back out to them. And for the newbies, I'm going to tell you, this is something that Tony and I talk about before I leave. God bless you. You picked the hardest market to jump in. You jump in, we hit a pandemic, you can't talk, see, show, sell, be. You decided to climb the hill and make it Mount Everest your first time out. But there's business out there. And stay in touch with your people. That's my biggest takeaway today, guys. It's the difference between me struggling and me having 6 listings coming up, and I didn't have to do a damn thing. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
I'm really happy with him. Was that great? That was some rock solid information. Okay, our next speaker was the #1 Keller Williams agent 7 times worldwide out of 150,000, which means he outsold 150,000 agents. And I don't see him in the room, by the way. Oh, he is in the room. Good. 7 times, I just panicked, and he's not here. And I'm going to do his talk. But 7 times in the last 17 years, he has 26 listings. Most of them are pending right now. Who would like to have 26 listings with like 23 pending or something, right? Help me welcome to the stage Mr. Tom Daves, everybody.
Thank you, thank you. Awesome. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is social media. So if you all don't mind, I'm going to do a Facebook Live, okay? So who can hold pretty steady? Okay. So just go ahead and push start. Yep, ready to go. And then you'll just point it at me. Yeah, like that. Actually, you just want to kind of hold it like that. You see it in there? Okay. Hey, everybody. Let's go ahead and pan the audience here. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? So everybody say, woohoo! Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so just go ahead and hold on me. I appreciate it. Well, hey, thanks, everybody. I'm Tom Daves, and I'm super excited to be here. I'd like to just start off with a story. When I first got started in the real estate business, I was really overwhelmed. The class that I went to, it was a long time ago. It was 35 years ago. Most of you probably weren't even born yet, but and they basically said, here's your desk, here's your phone, good luck, you're on your own, So but then, you know what? My broker was nice enough. I had a great mentor. He took me to a seminar. It was called a PMA, Positive Mental Attitude Seminar. We hopped on a plane, we flew down to LAX, and we saw William Clement Stone, we saw Earl Nightingale, we saw Tommy Hopkins, Jim Rohn. It was pretty awesome. And the one thing that I really learned was I learned about mindset. And that's really where it all starts, is mindset. I learned there was 3 things that determine our success in real estate, in business, or in life. Is really number 1 is your mindset, how you think big, go big, growth-minded mindset. And I know Brent is a huge proponent of that. Number 2 is how we spend our time. We have to spend our time extremely disciplined, whether you're a sports athlete or in business, how you spend your time. And then number 3 is who you spend your time with, right? We're all here collaborating today. It's key. Jim Rohn says you're the sum total of the 5 people that you spend most time with. So I came home and I just said, man, I'm just super excited. I'm just going to, do everything. I'm going to hold open houses. I'm going to knock on doors. I'm going to, take sign calls, floor calls. We used to have a multiple listing book that looked like the phone book, call expires from that. And I was really, quite frank, I was overwhelmed. So some transparency. I go through anxiety at times. I know that probably some of you do as well. But the one thing that I decided was, okay, I'm overwhelmed. Whatever materializes first, that's what I'm going to specialize in. So I got an expired listing, and it was like $19,950 down on La Mancha Drive, but I got it an expired, so I said, that's what I'm going to focus on. And my broker told me that just remember 3 things, ask for the order, be consistent, and then follow up. So whatever we do in life in this world, we have to be consistent. You don't have to be great, you just have to be consistent. So I'm going to share with you 10 strategies, 10 things that are working right now to get listings. But first of all, I would like to start off with mindset. And we have to have the right mindset. So write this down, okay? What is your mindset around listings today? What is your mindset around listings today? And you know what my mindset is? My mindset is the path of most resistance will take me to freedom. You think about that. The path of most resistance will take me to freedom. So many agents right now in this market, they're like, oh man, listings are down. Well, I better work with more buyers. Listings are too hard to get. There's no expireds. I better not work with, not gonna do it. Well, we have to, my mindset is to basically, how can we get our unfair share? I've been through the roller coaster of real estate. the ups and the downs. And I remember in 2005 to 2010, a lot of agents did not have a good, strong mindset, and they basically got out of the business. I think that we're going to start seeing that now. Agents are going to get out of the business just because they don't have the right mindset. So we just have to start off with the right mindset. And so let's just go ahead and jump right into where listings are coming from right now, okay? Now, anyone that's been in business for less than 1 year, you're probably not going to want to hear this first thing that I'm going to say, but it's your database, okay? And I didn't want to hear it either. And until about 6 years ago, I sucked at database. Didn't do really all that good. But number one, that's where lead business is coming from. That's where listings are coming from. That's where our listings are coming from. And instead of adding value on a quarterly basis, we bumped it up to monthly. Add value every single month, whatever you do. We're doing events. Last week, I don't know if you saw our Facebook, we had a St. Patrick's Day giveaway. It was basically a reverse bowl 200 where we basically announced to our database and many others that we were having an event because in the old days, the theory was to do outbound calling to connect with your database. But now the new world is to get them all to call you, right? So we did huge promotion. We did Facebook videos, Instagram, we emailed, and we called our database just to invite them to this St. Patrick's Day event. It was a giveaway. It was a call-in event, okay? So it was COVID friendly because they were like, oh, we don't want to come to your office or come to an event. Well, you don't have to. You just have to call in. So we gave away a green egg smoker. We gave away a Yeti cooler and some prizes, whatever you want. But we had 200 contacts in 2 hours. So that's a great way to make a ton of contacts, and you just add value. So whatever events you do, whether giveaways, I just recommend do it once a month. Contact your database, reach out to them, call, text, email. Just stay in touch with them. Just add value, do a care call. Hey, man, things are crazy right now. How can I help you? What's going on? Is there anything you need? Do you need a care package? How are you? And eventually the conversation usually comes around to real estate. How's real estate? So then you can start the conversation, okay? And also your database is your social media, okay? That's really the key right now. So I recommend everyone should have 5,000 contacts in their Facebook. And really, the demographics that we use are those people that are from 34 to 55 years old. Those are the people that you want as sellers because they usually have a home to sell and they have a home to buy. Or if they're moving out of state, you can get a referral, right? So use Facebook. I know Instagram is great, and of course YouTube, LinkedIn, all of those other things, but you need to really tap into and leverage Facebook. Increase it, increase it up to 5,000 friends. If there's an old high school friend that moved out of state or whatever, delete them. And I use the 15, 10, 3, 2, and 1 rule. So it's write down 15, 10, 3, 2, and 1. So just spend 15 minutes a day, okay? Don't go overboard. A lot of people spend way too much time on social, but 15 minutes, and then make 10 comments or likes each day, okay? So just with different people, comment and like 10 of them. Make 5 posts a week, so just make a post, whatever is happening. 3 of those posts should be personal, just what's going on, whatever. You're having a barbecue, you have have some shrimp on the Barbie, whatever. Have a personal post. 2 of them should be business, and 1 should be a Facebook Live, okay? And just do it. I was fearful of doing videos and Facebook Live. I'm still a little bit nervous, but hey, you just have to just do it, right? Just like Nike. Are we good here? Okay, thank you. And then with your posts that you make, try and refrain from, hey, I just sold this listing for $20,000 over list price and we got 15 offers, right? I mean, everybody kind of knows that. Tell a story. Tie it to the sellers. Hey, these guys, they were moving to Walla Walla, Washington, or they were moving to, to Arizona so they could be with their grandkids. Facts tell, stories sell. So just tie it to some emotion and how you really kind of solve the problem with those people. So again, think of social media as your database. And start a Build It initiative. So write it down, Build It, B-U-I-L-D-I-T, Build It, okay? I think, isn't there a Ford truck, built it or something? But anyway, I'm a Chevy guy, anyway. So add 1 person a day to your database. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you have to just start small and be consistent. Like I mentioned before, consistency trumps everything. So add 1 person a day. And so if you work 250 days a year, that's going to be 250 new contacts that you have, new people in your database. And that's 1,000 in 4 years. So just add 1 a day. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, we'll move a little quicker here on the... So database, got it? The second is right now, what's working right now is expireds and for sale by owners. And a lot of people, there aren't any expires, everything is selling. No way, BS. There are for sale by owners and there are expires. You may have to expand your territory just a little bit, but doesn't matter, drive out of the area just a little bit to find them and connect with for sale by owners and expires. And my theory right now is to list everything. Write that down, just list everything. Doesn't matter, excuse me. Just go ahead and list everything. Yeah, do you mind? Thanks. Oh, you know what? I have one here. I'm sorry. Can you hold that for me just for a second? Okay. How are we doing here so far? Okay. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, so just list everything because it's going to sell in this hot market. Oh, and then with the expires, use video. I know that they get hammered, the first day, but you have to differentiate yourself. Use video. And just video yourself, hey, it's Tom Daves, eXp Realty. I know your house on 123 Banana Street just expired. I know you're getting blown up by calls, but if you're still interested in selling, call me, okay? And use the 3x3 rule. Call, text, and email 3 times for 3 days. Okay, so you might think, man, that's blowing them up, but you'd be surprised on that 8th or that 9th contact on that 3rd day, they're going to reach out to you. So do the 3x3. Okay, with for sale by owners, the fortune is in the follow-up. Do the 5x5, okay? So go out, preview the home. Almost every for sale by owner will let you come and preview and see their home. And I always share with them actually for 3 reasons. Number 1, I'm a student of the inventory. I want to look and see every single property that's on the market. Number 2 is we may have a buyer. We have a lot of Bay Area buyers. Of course, everybody wants to hear that, right? We have Bay Area buyers that may want to purchase your home. And then the 3rd is in the event that you do need the services of a realtor, I would be honored to apply for that position. So, but the 5x5 is contact them 5 different times for 5 weeks, okay? And normally do it on Monday because that's usually when their motivation is kind of the lowest. They're all bummed out, it didn't sell. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Reach back out to those for sale by owners. And then, okay, and then your goal should really be to have my goal is always to have 1 appointment a day. So if you don't have an appointment that you were able to set or that wasn't set for you, before you go home, you should just go do a pop by. Stop by a for sale by owner, stop by an expired on the way home, and just, force yourself to have 1 appointment a day. Okay, so then we've got number 3, ways to get listings. And right now, number 3 is update your direct mail campaign. Direct mail campaigns are, they kind of went away with social media being so popular, but they're actually coming back, and there's really not a lot of direct mail that's going out, so update your direct mail campaign. In fact, I just heard that Nordstrom pulled millions of dollars out of social media and they dumped it into direct mail. So if Nordstrom's doing it, it can't be all bad, right? Number 4 is marketing. Marketing is working right now. So, I'll be honest, I do TV, I do radio, a lot of other big marketing, but and we're not all in a position to do those types of things, whether it's billboards or whatever, but we are in a position to know what the marketing pillars are and what the rules of marketing. So number 1 is with any type of marketing, number 1 is the hook. You have to have a hook. So you always want to start off with, either a question or, maybe if it's in the winter, a lot of people think it's a bad time to sell right now. It's the winter. And then the second, that's the hook. The second is introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Tom Davis with eXp Realty. And then the third is support. So what are your supporting statements or facts that you mentioned about the hook? Well, actually, right now is one of the best times to sell, or whatever. So that's number 3 is the support. Number 4 is testimony. If you can have a testimony of a client or another seller that used you, then that's going to speak volumes. And then number 5 is some sort of call to action. So we have the hook, the intro, the support, the testimony, and then the call to action. And I also heard that you have to have a great message. You also have to have a great audience, and then also good frequency over and over and over. Okay. How are we doing on time? We all right? Okay. All right. So then we're down to, and remember, the best type of marketing is when you can solve a problem. Number 5, we'll move through these quickly. Where are listings coming from today? Number 5 is circle prospecting, circle dialing. You can circle dial through neighborhoods. Hey, you know what? We have a buyer that is looking to buy in your neighborhood. Or if you write an offer on a property and you lose out, take that purchase agreement, white out their name and any confidential information, and go knock on 40 doors in that neighborhood. Hey, you know what? John and Susie just lost out. Do you know anyone else that's thinking about selling in this neighborhood? Number 6 is on Saturdays. If somebody just wants to get a deal this Saturday, I could have just jumped to this, right? How to get a list. If you want a deal, here's what you do. Saturday, show up at the office at 8:30, get your coffee, get ready. Then at 9 o'clock, start calling all those expireds, all the expireds for the week. Chances are they're going to be there and they're going to, answer the phone. So for 2 hours, or for an hour and a half, call the expires from 9 till 10:30. 10:30 to 11:30, call the for sale by owners. And then after that, get ready for your open house, because I forgot to tell you, you're going to have an open house from 1 to 3. Go knock on 40 doors in that neighborhood before your open house and say, hey, we're having an open house. It's just right down the street. Come on by and check it out. And a lot of sellers will say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll stop by. Well, 90% of them won't come by, but keep in the back of your head the ones that were able to, that seemed intrigued. And then hold your open house, and then after the open house, go back to those for sale by owner, go back to those neighbors that seemed like they're interested. Hey, you know what? We had 87 people come through the home today, and it actually sold. Do you know anyone else who wants to sell? So that's a great way to get a deal, or at least some super solid leads on Saturday. Number 7 is agent-to-agent referrals. That's huge right now. Get involved with some Facebook groups to get agent-to-agent referrals. Number 8 is take advantage of online referral sites. HomeLight, there's a whole number of them. All you have to do is just Google, home values or home, want to sell my home, and then just go down the list. Yeah, you might have to pay a 25, 30% referral fee, but so what? It's a listing. Number 9 is internet leads from reviews. Reviews are huge right now. Get as many reviews that you can from your clients, from your sellers. 5-star review, obviously. The big ones are Google, Zillow, and Facebook. You want to get a ton of reviews on those, and you'll actually get leads and business from that. Okay, and then number 10 is current client referrals. I mean, you've all heard about the reticular activator. Everyone that's looking to either buy a home or sell a home is thinking, and they're talking to other people that are looking to buy or sell. So current client referrals, ask for those referrals right there on the spot. And then, so again, as we wrap up, it all goes back to mindset. So I just encourage all of you to just have an abundant mindset. I mean, there's just such a great, amazing opportunity right now with the market, the interest rates, and the value that we have to share. So there's our timer. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know if you need anything.
So our next speakers, plural, I just love this couple. And Doug and Tom are okay. But Steve and Kelly McCarthy are from Yuba City. They are just beautiful country folk. Steve looks like a rice farmer, for crying out loud. And I love him. And they sell hundreds and hundreds. They're just rock stars. You're going to love them. And they're going to basically teach you how they have 22 listings right now. The majority of those, of course, are pending. How would you like to have, just say, 19 in escrow right now? Anybody? Here's your opportunity to learn, but I want you to take notes like you're going to what? I'll say it again. I heard a few different answers. Everybody might get a $100 bill here. Take notes like you're going to what? Good, no $100 bill. But I just want to make sure you pay attention. So help me welcome from Yuba City, Marysville area, Steve and Kelly McCarthy. Give them a warm welcome. Woo!
We are super excited to be here with you guys. EXP has completely changed our life, and I know that's true for a lot of you out there, and it's because of people like this man and his team that have risen up and led us and put together events like this. And I know we all have that opportunity and we're all heading in that direction, but we just feel so connected here with all of you. You guys are all important to us, and we want to help you guys really bad. So Brent and team, thank you so much. Okay, today, if we're successful here, some of you will go out and take action and do some of the little things that we're going to teach you, and go out and get some listings. We're going to cover some of the same things. So I think success leaves clues. You know, at first I was like, dang, He just said everything I'm gonna say. He just said everything I would say. But really, you're gonna hear things different from different people. I've had coaches tell me stuff for 5 years, and then it clicks with somebody at a grocery store. So we're gonna try to give you guys some simple stuff. One of them is just a simple message. The first time I did it, I got 4 listings. I want to share that with you. A goal setting strategy. It'll be quick. It's something that we use. I hope you all have goals. Successful people all do. This was one where it's one of those things where we wish every time we write these that we would do them bigger. And then we want to teach you a strategy we've used twice that we call Hulk in the Puddle. So about us, just real quickly, Kelly and I separately before we got together, we were both getting our real estate licenses to be investors. Neither one of us had any interest in sales. I actually hate salespeople prior to. We did that and we thought it would put us in front of deals faster. Found out that wasn't really true. And we found out, unlike what you read on the internet, you actually do need some money to buy properties. So we sold some houses and turned out that we actually really love it. And like you said earlier, we didn't have to be a car salesman. We didn't have to be pushy. And much like you do, we actually often go out and try to help people and not push the sales, and then people's walls come down, and it's always helped us. So when we first got married, I didn't even know she was in school to get a license. She didn't tell me for a long time.
I didn't want to be that girl that's like, oh, I'm in real estate school, because it just didn't seem believable. So I didn't want to be, oh, I like football, or, it just seemed too unbelievable. So he didn't know for a while.
Right. But we got married. We dated for a long time before we married each other. It was 4 months. But we did something awesome right at first. We said, yeah, it's because I'm a closer. I actually took her to an island in St. Thomas to marry her, so there was no way for her to leave, because I was like, well, I'm going to lock this up right now. But when we got married, like I said, we were 4 months in, but we sat down together in the living room and we did something really, really right. We took the lids off of our beliefs and we said, when we end this life, if we could have it. Whew. I'm kind of a sissy. Sorry. But we said, if we could have everything we want out of life, what would that look like? Okay, and it was like crazy stuff, multi-million-dollar homes, helicopters, because like Airwolf takes off, it looks really cool. We wanted one of those. I didn't even know where I'm gonna go. But I trusted her enough to be able to feel free about, saying, without worrying about her being judgmental. I knew I had her support. And right now, I need your support.
He's the emotional one, me not so much. I'm the tough guy. But I will pace. Anybody else have to pace while they're on the phone? I cannot stand still. Whole new meaning to walk it off, I guess. But so yeah, just having a support system in place is super important, and we really contribute our success to having each other. And just like now, and he had me this morning when I'm like, there's no way. He's the one who gets up and talks, and I'm usually not that person, and he's like, you got this. Having that person in your corner is so important, whether you're in business together or you're not. Even your spouse or whatever, they need to just have your back. And sometimes that's cutting out the wrong people. Even if you feel like you can't dream in front of somebody and tell them your visions and your goals, and they're trying to say, oh, I don't think that would happen, or you need to take more time off, or you work too much, those aren't your people. You need to find the people that support you and want to see you do big things. And that's kind of how our relationship is. And I have weaknesses that are his strengths, and my strengths are his weaknesses, and we just kind of pull each other through. And I really feel like that's why we've gotten where we are.
And those people in your corner, I was fortunate enough when I first started to sit next to somebody, like a Tom Daves or a Brent, that she was consistent. You heard that mentioned. She was dialing from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. every morning. I sat in the cubicle next to her, and I had a couple choices. I could either wait until I got it perfect and practice scripts, but I'm just not that disciplined. I'm kind of lazy, so I was picked up the phone, I just started calling, and my calls were absolutely terrible. They were so bad. Like, I got cussed at, hung up on. But sitting next to her every day, I just stuck with it. I kept doing it, and then eventually I got good, and then from good I got better. You know, and then we got some traction. We started getting some, and I was calling expireds, you know, at first, and FSBOs and stuff like that. But once we started getting the expireds, we started getting, you know, some appointments, which I was terrible at, and then I got better at, of course. But from the prospecting, we started getting some business, and we ended up selling the most expensive home in our area ever. It had been on the market for like 4 years, and then we, God helped us. We closed it, or got it under contract in a couple days. And from there, we started just accidentally in the luxury market. And we got a coach, a much smarter man than us, out of Cleveland, and he wanted us to, back then the properties moved slow, so we kind of, he wanted us to look at our MLS, and I hope you guys maybe go home and do this today, and see where the higher turnover neighborhoods are. And then he wanted us to move into those areas. So the way we did that is what we call the Hulk in the puddle. Instead of spending money and time calling everywhere, we focused in, real laser focused on one neighborhood. Once you do that, you want to be everything to that neighborhood. You want to make sure that you're the one with the community page and social media. You want to know the influencers, and you want their support, and of course you get that by supporting them. The goal is to get that first listing sign in the neighborhood, because you want, as everybody leaves for work, you want them to pass that sign. And then when they come back in, you want them to see it again. That's when you get in their mailbox, you get in their social media, and then you definitely want to call those, you know, your circle dials and everything. The Hulk in the puddle, that starts working. We start owning that neighborhood, and then we had to figure out social media, which I like to comment and chat with people, but not my lane.
I could talk about Facebook and social media all day, but I'll just give you guys a couple tips. A big thing that I see people do that hurts their posts on Facebook and things like that would be putting links in your post. Facebook does not like people to leave Facebook. They want people to stay on. So anytime you have a link in your post that directs them off of Facebook, whether it be your website or YouTube or whatever it might be, Facebook is not letting people see that like you would want them to be, because again, they're leaving the site, which is the opposite of what Facebook wants to happen. So if you want to leave a link or something like that, put it in the comments, and then it won't hurt you. You could just put in the post, hey, see the comments below for the link, and it will redirect them that way. And then that way, like I said, Facebook isn't trying to knock down your post. The other things is, I'm sure everybody knows, there's 4 basic types of ways. I mean, there's lots of different ways, but there's 4 basic posts, and I'll do them in backwards order for least effective to most effective. And the least effective is just straight text. Not a lot of people are going to see that, because a lot of people don't read. They want to look at things. And then the next least favorable one is going to be photos, and then video, and then the most effective post you're going to do is a live post. And Facebook loves live posts because when you go live, it notifies everybody that's online. It lets them know that you're live on Facebook, and that brings people to Facebook, which again, Facebook wants that. So if you're bringing people into Facebook that aren't already on Facebook, Facebook is going to make that a very favorable post. So yeah, that's social media. And like I said, if anybody has more questions about social media, feel free to, reach out to me.
I know we're not supposed to do lives real fast, but some of you are afraid to do video because people they're gonna see you. I'm live right now. What's up? I know a lot of people are afraid to start the video because what do I say? People are gonna judge me and all that, but nobody really cares. They're like, I'm on right now. They're judging me. I'm not even really talking to them. I'll wrap that up. But going live is just like anything else, just like the dials or whatever. You just do it bad a few times. But I'll tell you that, and Tom echoed it, the video has really ramped up our business. It's helped tremendously. And people don't always and they don't always say, oh, I seen your video. But when we see them in the mall, Oh, I love your video. I love this. So we know they're watching and we got their attention, and that's all we're really trying to get is their attention. Now, I'm going to share that later. Well, are we good on time? Yeah, okay. So I wanted to leave you guys with just some action items, some things to do easy. So one thing that I did is I sent this message out through text, and I sent it through Messenger. The first time I did it, I got 4 listings out of it. And then I was excited. I'm pumped up. I took it back to the team, and 16 people did it. 16 people got a buyer or a seller. And I know this is something that you guys could do today, right? So the message is pretty complicated. It's, hey, Tom, if you knew somebody that was thinking about buying or selling a house, would you give them? Oh, yeah. Thank you. See, that's the support. If you knew somebody that was thinking about buying or selling a house in the next 6 to 12 months, would you give them my information? ? Simple.
And you want to do that to one person at a time. Do not do a group message. Somebody did that, and there was not a lot of happy people. But one person at a time, make it super personal, and it will do pretty well for you.
Yeah, that really pissed them off. The other one we talked about earlier is that everyone thinks there's not expireds. You can go back years and just double check that they haven't sold, and you can definitely get business off of expireds. It's not dead, it's just uncomfortable. So, but if you want listings and you want to expand your business, you're going to have to be uncomfortable for a minute. And then you heard a little bit about this before, but the number one source of our listings and our business is not from anything other than our database and the people that already know, like, and trust us. So what I do, and I've done this forever for no other reason than because I love my people, is after we hand off keys, that very next day I call them and I say, hey, Bob, I know you've been in your house all day. What did you find that you weren't expecting? What's wrong with the house? And sometimes they'll tell me it's a light switch or something small. So we're going to send somebody out to take care of that. Yeah, and then a week later, I'm going to call them again. Hey, you've been in your house for a week. I hope you still love it. Have you had a chance to meet your neighbors? And they'll tell me what's going on. Week 3, I'm going to call them back. Hey, we negotiated a home warranty for you. If something goes wrong with the house, we want to make sure that you have all that information. We're sending that over to you now. By the way, is there anything that we can take care of for you now? We do it a 4th time. But we just stay in touch with them. When I drive into a neighborhood and I say, we all do it. We pass by house. Oh, I sold that one. I sold that one. I sold that one. I grab my phone and I call them. If I'm at the doctor's office and I got to sit there and wait, I go through my contacts. I call them. I'm not asking for nothing. I just call and check on them. And that's why our business stays, and it's not exact, but right around 80% is always the people that I've already worked with. And when we're on the phone, they want to help. They tell me, oh, by the way, my cousin's thinking about moving in 6 weeks. Great. Can I take care of him like we took care of you guys? Okay, so in closing, anybody have any questions or anything? Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Woo! I like how simple he's so casual about Facebook Live. Hey, I'm on right now. It's like, you can't do that. Okay. Doug. He does look like a rice farmer. The man from Reading says you look like a rice farmer, Steve. Rice farmer. What's the average sales price up in Reading? Cottonwood, Anderson. Mount Shasta. $350 from Reading. That is awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, Tom Daves is so old that his first expired listing was how much? $19,000 for a house. Some of you drive used cars that cost more than that, okay? You don't want to be one of my speakers, trust me. Now, so it's my turn. It is my turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is I created a contest while we were sitting here in my mind. James, do you know about the contest I created? I created it about 30 minutes ago while I was sitting here. I was inspired. Is it good to be inspired? Yeah. So here's my contest. Stand up if you've been in real estate for 1 year or less. You're going to get to be in a contest, and trust me, you'll want to be in this contest. If you've been in real estate for 1 year or less, okay? 1 year, 12 months. Give these guys, applaud them. Congratulations. So stay standing, 12 months or less. You're going to want to be in my contest. No. So here's the deal. I want you to join them, and I don't want pros who are selling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 homes a month to join them. But if you're out there and you go, you know what? I'm struggling and I need a breakthrough. I need a breakthrough. So you could be in the business 2, 3, 4, 5 years or have come back. But if you know you need a breakthrough, stand up and join them. Just be honest, stand up and join them. Anybody need a breakthrough in their business? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Stay standing. Okay, so here is the contest for you guys. Nobody else in the room. If you're, everyone look around, see who's here. And when you're done, I want you to go see James. He has no idea what's going to happen. You're gonna want to give James. You're gonna want a piece of paper and a pen or something, Yeah, go see James. I'm not going to give out your email because I don't want people hearing about this. Okay, everyone, sit down. We all saw who stood. So this is a contest for you guys. So here's the contest. Starting May 15th, and this includes Coldwell Banker agents in the room, Keller Williams agents in the room. I don't care who you're from. Starting May 15th to August 15th, that's a 90-day period. Whoever closes the most homes during that period, it has to close. If it closes May 14th, it does not count. So, because really that's 30 days from now. And so that means you've already got stuff in escrow, so you have an unfair running event, right? But starting May 15th to August 15th, 90-day period, whoever closes the most closings, I'm going to send you and your husband, you and your wife, your spouse, you and a friend to Maui for 7 days and 7 nights. I'm going to pay for your airfare on Aloha or Hawaiian Airlines. They're going to put the lei on you. They're going to have that music. In 2 weeks, 60 of us are going. I'm sending 60 so I can send you and your. So here's the deal. That's 8 or 9 days for my personal sales team. But here's the deal. If you win the contest, and we're going to put you in a convertible of your choice, convertible BMW, something amazing for the 7 days. You're going to stay at the Aston Canapoli Shores. It is awesome. I've stayed there for years and years and years and years. I love this place. Cindy, is it amazing? Krista, how is it? Yep, it's great. You'll love it. So it's right on the water. You're going to have an oceanfront suite. You got to get the details here. We're not going to be like, we're here, look at the tailpipes in the garage from my suite. That would suck. You're going to watch whales breaching in the ocean, and we're going to cover your room for 7 nights, airfare, convertible. That's what I'm going to cover if you win first place. Is that good? To participate, you got to give James your name and email address. Write it on a piece of paper so he doesn't have to do it, and hand it to him if you want to hand him a business card. And it's for the people who stood up. If you didn't stand up, this is not. Okay, number 2, because I want them to be new or noting they need a breakthrough. Because obviously if I let Doug Janke or Stephen Kelly McCarthy or Tom Daves, they're just going to win, right? Or Frank Valente. He didn't stand up, but he's a baller, right? Frank and Mary, they're ballers. You guys don't get to go. I know, I'm going to be here. So this is second place. You are going to the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay for the weekend. Third place is going to Edgewood at Lake Tahoe for the weekend. Edgewood is a 5-star killer resort. Fourth place is going to Napa for the weekend. Friday and Saturday night, got your hotels, beautiful resorts. And you are not at Motel 6. The Archer in Napa, downtown, it's awesome. And should we have a 5th place? Yeah. Do you think we should have a 5th place? So we'll send you to Spanish Bay in Monterey, a gorgeous resort. So 5 people can win, because some of you are like, well, your mindset is, I'm not even going to try because there's no way I'm going to win. You got 5 chances to win. Are we good? Yeah. So when is the contest? May 15, ends August 15. If you have one close August 16th, it's not going to count. Okay? Closings required. Is this a good contest? Yeah. All right. So there's one caveat. You haven't heard the caveat. And everybody in the room should do this. You have to commit for the next 30 days prior to the contest. I mean, starting today. And you have to do this. And this will just, we may have 5 people participate, and the 5 participators are all going to win trips. So here's what you have to do. You have to talk to 10 people today. You have to talk to 10 people today, family, friends, relatives, neighbors, the dry cleaner, your banker, anyone, your dentist. He's working on your teeth. And he's drilling. Do you know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate? I'm in a contest. My goal is to sell 15 homes between now and August 15th. I could use your help. And I recommend you do this. If I get one and it closes, I'll give you a Ruth Chris gift card for $300 to Ruth Chris. Right? Is that good? Yeah. What's the #1 radio station in the world? WIFM out of Roseville, California. What's in it for me? So you could ask for help, but then reward them with Ruth Chris. Who doesn't like Ruth Chris? They go, well, I love McCooney's, $300 gift card to McCooney's. But I recommend you stick with a certain number and you tell 10 people a day. Barry Mathis did this, and he ended up with, 45 days later, 22 escrows. From 0, nothing in escrow, to 22. Because we're in our head. Tony Robbins says this, you're in your head, you're dead. Start talking to people, 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 talking to people. That was 10. No wonder you're successful. You did 10 today. But then guess what? You have to do it tomorrow, 10. You have to do 10 a day for 30 days. I'll let you take a day off if you want, and you could catch up the other days. If you do 10 a day for 30 days, that means you're going to talk to 300 people in the next 30 days. And you're going to be asking them, do you know what I'm thinking about buying or selling? I'm going to really use your help. I'm in a contest. If I do get something that closes, I'll send you to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. My treat, big, thick steaks, enjoy some good wine, you know, and who would love it, right? You're giving them, is this good? Yeah. Now here's the key. Let's say, what's your first name again? Jason. I'm sorry, Jason. Jason refers me. And I get a real listing appointment. And I don't get the listing. They list with flippin' Tom Daves, right? He beats me. Pat Sidey, you know, Kevin McDonald. Hate that guy, you know. Kidding, I'm kidding. So here's the deal. I'm not a hater, I'm a congratulator. Be excited about what people are doing in life. I'm not a hater, I'm a congratulator. Congratulations. Get better. Don't get bitter, get better. So what I say is, you know what? Thank you. I didn't get it. But I do have a $100 gift card to El Fornillo or Ciena's. So if someone gives you a real shot at a listing and it doesn't work out and you don't get it, I would still give them $50 gift card if you can't afford to get. In other words, what you're doing, you're reinforcing. And now when you give them, I go, you didn't even get it. I know. I'm so grateful. Here's a $100 gift card to this. Guess what? If you received a $100 gift card and it didn't even work out and the person said, I just want you to know I really appreciate that effort, how hard would you work to get them a listing or a client? I'm just telling you, you're reinforcing. And all of a sudden, they'll go crazy. Somebody like, I don't have $100. You're a businessman or businesswoman. You're a sole proprietor. You need capital. Go find the capital. How do I find capital? Sell your sofa. Sell your big screen TV. I don't know. Have your children go to work. I don't know. Mow lawns. Do something. Raise capital. But you know, you're like, I want to have an Italian restaurant, but I will spend no money on infrastructure, ovens, the dishwashing stations, plates, cash registers, food, refrigeration. Right? How's that going to go? And we go into this Italian, oh, it's okay. Well, they spent $100,000, and I get it, they're being okay, but they invested $100,000. Have you invested $100,000 in your real estate practice? Do you know that the highest paid profession in the world is real estate? Okay, that's wrong. Is salespeople. I got a little off on that. Salespeople. Someone sold the chair you're sitting in, the clothes you're wearing, the watch on your wrist. They sold the pen you're writing with, the eyeglasses on your face, the mask you're wearing, or it's in your pocket. They sold the notepad you're writing on. They sold this TV. Sales makes the world go round. Sales is the highest paid profession in the world. It's not being a dentist or a neurosurgeon, you know? It's not. If you become a superstar salesperson, it is unbelievable. So we're going to dive into this. So you guys ready to start my talk here? Because I only got 15 minutes to finish. So here we are. There's a process to listings. There's a process. Number one, write this down. Mentally play the game before you get there. What does that mean? On the way there, you're talking to your spouse and you're fighting about an issue. Then you show up and you have bad juju. Have you ever done that on the way to an open house or somewhere and you got in a fight and your phone, hello? I mean, you're just pissed. You can't do that. You listen to your favorite music that puts you in a good mood. I love that new song, Bam. You ever heard it? Puts me in a good mood. Look it up on YouTube, Bam. It's a fun song. Play some music. Music stirs the soul. And then do the whole listening presentation in your head. I'm going to get there. I'm going to tour the home. I'm going to build rapport. And then when we get done with that, we're going to sit down at the kitchen table or the dining room table. I'm going to do all my marketing. Look at what or before you do your marketing, I was rookie of the year. I was this, that. I sold with over 1,000 homes. Only 1/10% of the agents in the world have ever done that. I've done this. I'm Harvard School of Business certified. I have the luxury designation. I've been trained by the #1 luxury guy in the country. By the way, that course is approved by Texas, the state of Texas and Florida. And he's a major baller. And brag on yourself. You have credibility. Then do your marketing. Like, wow. Now that you've got their attention, you think, well, I'm so new. Brag about me. My partner, Brent Gove, and I have sold over 4,000 homes. Blah, 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 blah. EXP is the fastest growing, most successful real estate company in Sacramento because we are. Number 2 is Realty One by a factor of 2. We lapped them. Number 3 is HomeSmart. And this thing, well, I'm a Lions agent. I'm a this. No, you're an agent. It doesn't matter what your brand is. You're an agent. But if you want to know the facts, Coldwell Banker is number 3 in losing agents. Number 2 is Remax, and number 1 is Keller Williams. We're talking not percentages. I'm talking just flat agents leaving the old style. Is Zoom new? Is Airbnb new? Is Netflix new? There's a shift happening. It's not a put down on any company, but you got to be aware of that. So you see yourself touring the home, doing your credibility, doing the marketing, and then going over the data. And then when you show them the active, the pending, the sold, you're going, what is this telling you? You don't tell them. I bring them to the conclusion I want. What is the information screaming at you? And they go, my home's worth $800,000. And they were just telling you it was worth $1 million. I just did this. Never tell them what the home was worth. Let you bring the data, let the data show them. Now get rid of the low ones. Sometimes it's freaky low sales. Get them out of there. Get rid of the high ones. Sometimes there's high ones. How do you get rid of the high one and have integrity, have credibility? You call the agent. Steve Evans, every home in this neighborhood sold for $800, and that was like the top. And then you got one at $950. Why? There's got to be a story here. They didn't want to sell. Someone got a hold of them and said, we're moving in from the Bay Area. My mom lives across the street. She's going to watch our kids. We love the house. I made an offer on my home in Puerto Rico. I told the seller, I'll give you $300,000 over what it appraises for. Is that good? I just want the home. Whatever the appraisal is, I'll go $300,000 over. Still thinking about selling me the house. It's on the water, doesn't really want to part with it. But some people then, my comp, is that really what the home's worth? Is everyone just really willing to pay $300,000 over? So you got to call and ask, why so high? And then fold it up and bring it with you. And they go, well, there's one right down the street. It sold for $950. Yes, it's right here because I did my homework. And I called Steve Evans. And someone from the Bay Area who's getting out of a 1031 desperate said, I'll give you $950. I want the house. Tony Robbins was just offered $65 million for his $50 million home in West Palm Beach. His no thanks, I love it. The guy calls him back today. He goes, I'll give you a 10 extra million, $75 million, sell you my house. No, he still said, no thanks, I love it. I don't want to move. But that would have been $25 million, 33% over what they're selling for. They're selling for $50 million. And then some rich guy just goes, I don't care, I want it. Everything's for sale. If I said, I will give you $5 million for your house right now, raise your hand if you would just sell to me. Come on. $5 million. I'll wire it to your account tomorrow. How many of you you're like, my home ain't for sale, and you just threw it up in the air. Everything is for sale, right? Right? Come on. Now, so that's what I do. There's a tempo. Again, what do? You tour the home. They're going to say, tell me what my home's worth. Sit here. Nope. How can I tell you what it's worth till I see it? When you're looking at the home, you're building rapport. You're building rapport. You're relaxing them. You got to get them relaxed and get them kind of building the groove. And you're commenting on their garden. You're commenting on their, oh, this is beautiful. You're not going, well, this is crap. These letters, they need to come down. And this color, oh my gosh. I've gotten those listings when said the other agent insulted my wife. She loves this color. I'm like, I do too. This is amazing. And they said we need to take the letters off my office. I live, pound on that. Conor McGregor said this, man. It is. Look over there. You can't see it, but it's Conor McGregor. And if you're into the UFC, that's like Babe Ruth said this, right? And guess what? And he thinks I should take that off my wall. He did? Steve Evans told you that? I wouldn't have listened with him either. I love these letters. They'll say, well, tell us what we should do to get our home rent. Resist. Because you say the wrong thing, you just lost the listing. I go, I'll totally get to that. But first, I got to see the home. I need to go over marketing. I need to show you what your home's worth. I need to get a signed contract. Once you're an irrevocable signed contract, then I'm going to tell you, that goes, this is an ugly color. Right? Are you guys with me? But you're just like, oh yeah, hell, this is disgusting. And it's like, we love the high ceilings. Right? You guys with me? You'll step in it and you'll be kicking the dog doo-doo off your foot like that's what he was talking about. I just did it, and the wife looks at her husband like he doesn't like pink. Anyways, all right, next. Ask a lot of questions, let the data lead them, and then sign the listing agreement. That's the 5th step. Sign the listing agreement. Do not leave. And they're going to say to you, look, we got to talk to Joey Satariano. We got to talk to Kevin McDonald from Pareto Real Estate. We got to talk to Fred Wilcox at RE/MAX. We'll let you know. And a world-class salesperson that says, oh, that's great, totally understand it. But this is the data. There's nothing more they could tell you that I just told you. And I know you like me. I could tell. I could save you a lot of trouble. They're going to bring you the same stuff, and you'll spend hours and hours and hours. There is no other sale. So you've looked on Zillow. You've seen them. I go, why don't we take 5 minutes to do the listing now, and I'll call each of those agents and let them know that you've listed with me. Save you the trouble. Let's get going. Well, Brent, sometimes they go, yeah, you're right. We're done. Here, we'll sign. I've gotten listings that way. I literally say, and I'll call Kevin McDonald and say, Kevin, man, I'm so sorry. I went on a listing. They listed with me. Then they told me they had an interview with you tomorrow. I'm so sorry. And they were too afraid to call you, so they asked me to do it. I love you, man, but I've done that. I call agents. I'm not cocky about it. I let them know that I have a signed listing. I'm like Rush Limbaugh. I have a signed listing contract right here. And they're like, really? I go, yeah, they're embarrassed. They made an appointment with you, no hard feelings. I call agents I don't know from lines, and I cancel the appointments on behalf of myself. Some of them say, we'll call. I go, make sure you tell me you have a signed listing agreement when I'm all done, and then that. Now, sometimes they do the famous one. Ready? We'll pray about it. We want to talk to each other. We'll pray about it. We'll call you tomorrow. Do you guys ever get that one? Here's what you say, right? Repetition's mastery. You're just not getting to the plate enough. How many pitches did you throw to make it into the pros? Thousands. 100,000 pitches. So how many times you've been on a listing appointment? 100,000 times? So why? The reason you don't know what to do when they say, so, okay, we'll pray about it. And that's a noble thing. And I agree it is. But you can't leave with that. You say, Cindy, here's the deal. I know you and your husband, awesome, beautiful Christian couple. I think you should pray about it for sure. But here's the deal. Why don't we go ahead and sign the listing right now? Because if you pray about it, call me tomorrow. Now you got to drive to my office, 25 minutes away, spend an hour with me. It's going to take a couple hours tomorrow. So let's do this. Let's sign the listing agreement right now. I'm going to put in here, I'm going to handwrite, and I literally write it in front of them. If for any reason you change your mind, you may cancel this listing agreement with 24 hours written notice. I actually write while I'm talking to them. And I go, and this lasts the entire time of my listing agreement. If you were to list with Coldwell Banker or RE/MAX or any other company, read this. See the listing agreement? It says, this is an irrevocable listing agreement, which means you're trapped. If you don't like them after a month or two and you sign a 6-month or a year agreement, which is what they're going to have you sign, guess what they're going to do? You're going to be trapped. Cindy, do you like to be trapped? I believe so much in my level of service, you could fire me any day you feel like it. This allows you to hold my feet to the fire and hold me accountable. No one's ever fired me. I'll tell you that, number one. But you could. You shoot me an email. Written notice. You shoot me an email. Done. It's in your agreement. Okay? And number two, I'm only going to take a listing for 45 days. I'm not going to ask you for 6 months or a year. How many think you could sell listing in 45 days? Does it have to close? No. As long as it closes, you could sell it on day 44 and do a 45-day close, and it extends the listing agreement automatically. You know, get some paperwork to cover yourself. Does this make sense? So You got to work at this stuff. So those are some good things for you. Number two, I want you to ask your family, friends, relatives, anybody 10 times a day. If you will take me up in this challenge and hand James a piece of paper I want everyone in the room to do it, but for those of you that are there, you'll talk to 300 people in the next 30 days. I guarantee you'll have multiple homes in escrow in the month between May 15th and June 15th. If you don't, you have something else going on. We need to go to Dale Carnegie, work on your people skills, your emotional intelligence, your ability to communicate. When their eyes are rolling back, you've lost. You got to work on your people skills. Are you with me? Oh, I do. I talk to people all the time for hours. Less is better. Okay, so that's that. Number two. Number three. I did that. Okay, so we are going to shift to key salient points as I wrap up today. So I just want to give you some key salient points that I've taken notes. Get notepads that are bound. I study this. I read it on airplanes. I take it to lunch with me. I pour over it, because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I did get turned down by Chico State, not once, but twice. The third time I got in, because they have high academic standards at Chico State. I've personally never met anyone that was not admitted to that college. If you can drink, you're in, okay? Not once, not twice. The third time with a letter from the principal of Del Campo High School in Fair Oaks. They said, please give him a chance. They did, I dropped out. But, okay, so no, I did not finish. So I have to take notes, then I highlight. These are keys that I took notes from my notes, and then I highlight them. So number one, winter is my season, step up. Right now, anybody feel like it could be a battle out there to get your offer accepted? To get listings? Winter, we are in winter. Recognize what season you're in, step up and say, I got this. Step up emotionally. Not, oh, it's really hard, it's this, I don't know if I can hang in there. That is a weak posture. Put on some music. Step up. There's a song called I'm 10 Feet Tall. Look that one up on YouTube. Listen to it. I'm 10 feet tall. Play it on the way to listing agreements. Play it on the way. Look it up. Can we play it? Is it going to work on my thing? We're going to play 10 feet tall for like 10 seconds. But let me know. Cue me up when we're ready. But winter is my season. You already got it? Are we ready? What is your problem? No, I'm kidding. I love Rob. Rob's amazing. I've never said that to him in my life. I tease a lot of people, not Rob. Okay, next. Write this down. The key to everything is momentum. Momentum is the secret to all areas of your life. Momentum in marriage, momentum in weight loss, momentum in your personal development, momentum in your business. Everything you touch turns to gold. And some of you don't have momentum in your business. You don't have momentum in your health. You don't have momentum in your business. And you got to push, lean into it, lean into it, lean into it. It's not the force of the gale, but the set of your sail that determines your direction in life. I'll say it again. It's not the force of the gale. It's windy, it's stormy, it's hard. It's not the force of the gale, but it's the set of your sail that determines your direction in life. What is that? Is that it? No, that's not it. No, my God. I'm 10 feet tall. I'm clumsy. That is like, no. I don't know. Never mind. Scratch that spontaneous moment. The song's called I'm 10 feet tall. Who knows that song? Anybody? I'm 10 feet tall. All right. I'm clumsy. It's so funny. Okay, that's going to feed into my end point. I'm clumsy. It's not the force of the gale, but the set of your sail that determines your direction in life. I don't know. We're about to find out, aren't we? No. Okay, we're done. Anyways, I like the song. It's probably not the name of the song. All right. There's a line that says I'm 10 feet tall. Okay, next. But momentum. Once you get it, and don't ever let it go. Keep your foot on the gas pedal, okay? Next one. A great leader surrounds himself with a great team. So what's your team look like? Well, I can't afford a team. You have a mortgage broker. You have an escrow officer. You have your escrow rep. You have your home inspector. You have your stager. You have your photographer. You have a team. You have me. You have your sponsor. You have if you're at Lions or Remax, you have your sales manager. You have a team. Gather your team. Next, immersion is the key to mastery. I literally just spent 15 hours a day for 5 days. doing a financial event where I really studied the financial markets 15 hours a day for 5 days. I could say I feel confident in my ability to understand the financial market, to know what commodities are, to understand gold, to understand silver, to understand precious metals, and with technologies and chips and where the future's headed. It's pretty cool. Do you know they're doing luxury space flight in 2024? Yeah, you could go 8 at a time all into space. Do you know only 25 people have been to space? Do you know in 2024, I'm going, I signed up. So here's the deal. And before you had to be top-notch shape. Obviously, I got that one whooped. Anyways, and you had to be a scientific genius, magna cum laude scientist to become an astronaut. And you had to have rigorous mental toughness and all that. Right? Now you just buy a ticket. Luxury space travel. Deposits, 10 grand. I got a couple. 80,000 a person. So 6 hours, and it's amazing. And you get to see the round earth like the astronauts. You get to turn around into dark space with no light pollution and see the Milky Way in a way you've never seen the Milky Way in your life. I'm emotional just thinking about it. I'm excited. That's 2024. Life is changing as you know it. So I'll say this. Proximity is power, and hope is not a strategy. Stop hoping things will get better. Go to AXR Winery with Michael LaFido. Look at the person who's with you and go, dang it, I'm going. I'm stepping up. I'm going to go spend the $797. Brent said he'd give it to us back. Go. Take it. I don't have the money. That's your mindset. If I said for $797, you could go with me on that trip instead of $80,000, how many of you could create $797, but you have to pay me $797 by tonight? How many of you could do it? So the issue is not that you don't have the money, you just lack the motivation. Okay? Some of you don't want to go to space. Maybe that was a bad example, but. Next one, this came from a Navy SEAL, Eric Prince, one of our speakers last week. He said this, you really want to make it in life? This is what you do. You embrace the suck. That is how you make it. When you threw hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of pitches, Doug, did you have to embrace the suck and pitch and practice when you didn't feel like it? Absolutely. Darcy Stratton was in the Olympics in 94 or 96 in Atlanta. She practiced and practiced 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Embrace the suck. I lost 65 pounds. My jeans are saggy in this. I had to embrace the suck. I have 8 kids. We eat pizza, sushi, ice cream. I ate these little health bars. I go to Napa, eat a health bar. I go to Ruth Chris, eat a health bar. It sucks. I don't enjoy it, but I'm embracing it. I'm going to love this. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, some green tea, and when I want dessert, I bring a mint chocolate bar. 0 sugar, 120 calories, and I splurge. That's a cheat, but I have that for dessert. You know what? I've embraced the suck, and I say, I love this. This is great. It's like this food sucks. It tastes like powder. I did that for a long time, and I hit 318 pounds. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, high risk for stroke and heart attack, high in every possible sleep apnea, couldn't sleep without a machine attached to my face, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, pounding my chest to reinflate my lungs because they collapsed, throwing the window open thinking there's just no oxygen in the room because you just can't think because you can't breathe, and you're just here and you're throwing the windows open in my court. I'm reading court. That was every night. For 10 years. It's really fun, really fun. And I kept eating the pizza, and I kept eating the sushi, and I didn't embrace the suck. It applies to every area of your life. I didn't enjoy calling the expireds or the for sale by owners. I didn't want to go do open houses from 10 in the morning till 6 at night, but I did it. Hey, come houseboating with us. I can't. My schedule says I'm doing open houses or COVID-19 compliant open houses. And I'm going to do what I said I was going to do because I have integrity for my family. I had that business not with the area of my health, right? Does this make sense? Is this good? Hope I didn't break those blinds. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Write that down. A negative mind. Mindset, you guys. Mindset. You hear it again and again. But I'm going to break it down for you one more time. You ready? It's the voice. How's your voice? Do you have a jazz voice? You have the husky jazz? Are you a baritone? You got the deep voice? You got a high voice? You know, how's the voice? See, I'm not talking about your voice that we hear. I'm talking about the one you listen to that says, who are you kidding? You're not like Brent Gove. You're not like Steve McCarthy. You don't have a cool rice farmer hat. You weren't a professional athlete. Doug Jenke was a doggone professional athlete. Doug Jenke, he threw hundreds of thousands of pitches. No wonder he's successful. And Tom Daves, he's just a cyborg maniac, right? I mean, he's a follow-up, consistent machine. I'm not like that. That's the voice. The voice who says, who are you kidding? The voice that says he just wants to sell tickets to Napa. He was getting a kickback from Michael LaFido. Am I going to get one dime from Michael LaFido? Are we going to film for Michael LaFido? Are we providing sound and audio? It's actually cost me money. Why? Because I'm bringing value. I want to bring value. And I want you to go back to Lions and Coldwell Banker and here at EXP and RE/MAX and go succeed for your children and your family. I'm investing my money, my time. I know it will help you. But you go, oh, it's going to be a waste of time. That's in your mind. And, oh, I could never do that. That's why it's so important to get around people who believe in you. A year ago, I said I would be hanging out with Tony Robbins, and I'm going to be in Costa Rica with Tony Robbins, me and Tony Robbins and a handful of other people for a 9-day adventure trip. And then I said I'm going to get around Grant Cardone. I don't personally, he rubs me a little gritty, but his events are great. The guy's got something to offer. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to be on a 145-foot yacht with me and Grant Cardone. Just hanging out with Grant all day for 8 hours. What's up, Grant? Can I get you Diet Coke? Just talking to Grant. Grant Cardone called us, right, James? And said, can I come speak at your event? Right? And so, but it was all me saying, and I'm gonna hang out with John Maxwell. Well, that's you, Brent. You're special. No, that's your voice. Stop it. We're all created equal. We all have abilities. You just don't believe it. Because someone told me you're too tall, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too short, you're not funny, you can't sing, you're not smart. And you know what? You are. Quit believing the lies and get away from people who tear you down. Proximity is power. Hang on. I'll say this. There's a real opportunity with the millennials. They're waking up, 79 million of them. They weren't interested in home ownership. They're interested in coffee bars and I don't even know what. But I'm just telling you right now, 79, there was the baby boomers, and now there's 79 million millennials. Say that a few times. Coming online. There's an opportunity there. Somehow, some way, start farming the millennial base and learning what's important to them and then communicating those things. Last page and we're done. You must take action. Execution is vital. Write that down. You must take action. You cannot leave here today and go, wow, that was really good. I'm excited, and not take action. That was a waste of your time. Start doing Facebook Lives. If that's all you got, I'd say just start doing it. Start doing it. And don't, be real. Have good content. Do it. 30 seconds a minute. 30 seconds a minute or two. Just get it done. Start doing that. Or maybe you add one person a day to your database. Rome wasn't built in a day. A year from now, how many people would be in your database? How many? 250 if you subtract vacations and weekends, 250 if you do it Monday through Friday. Maybe that's how you take action, but you must take action. Execution trumps strategy every day of the week. I'm begging you to take action. For you, not for me. I'm fine. Oh, trust me, it's crazy. Act instantly and without hesitation. Richard Branson, he's famous for saying this. He'd hear something, he liked it, he goes, yeah, let's give it a go. Just like that. He's failed at so many things. Abraham Lincoln failed at every office he ever ran for political office. Went bankrupt twice, got divorced twice, but he won the presidency of the United States. He hung in there. He hung in there. Edison failed over 1,000 times before he invented the filament to succeed at a light bulb. Babe Ruth, the year he became the record for home runs, he set the record for striking out. He swung for the fences. Don't be afraid of failure. Want to succeed, but failure is the key to succeeding. Failure. People just want to save face. Here, I just take $100,000. Don't risk my precious ego. When you're doing open houses and people say, thank you, we have an agent. You call the expired. You're the 5th agent to call me. Don't ever call me again. I'll sue you on the no-call list. Bam. And none of that stuff feels good. I get that. Embrace the suck. Step up. Throw your shoulders back. Put your sternum out and go, I'm going to do this for my children, moms. For my family, dads. I'm going to kill something and drag it home and feed it to the family. I need you to find your inner cave woman. Your inner caveman. I'm not kidding. Forget the idea of just suffering silently, dying with your music in you. I'm not dying with my music in me. My message is love, hope, joy, peace. I am a lighthouse. That's something that protects people from the rocks. I am a city on a hill, a lamp on a stand. I am a light in a dark world. I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. Right? Come on. Come on. So on the home stretch, act instantly and without hesitation. Go to your friends. Sign up today. Finally, quitting is not an option. There is no plan B. And I need you to step up in your life. Step up. Love you guys. I hope you found value in today's event. Was this a good day? Right on. And don't forget, look in the back of the room. James, wave your hand back and forth. There's James back there. James is my business partner here at EXP. Give him your business card or a piece of paper with your name and your email, and you get to be on our contest. You forget, you're not in. Give it to James. We're not going to talk to you about EXP if you're not here with EXP. We're going to love and support you. That's all that's going to happen.